What it do, YouTube? Is Coffee back at it, talking some NFL with y'all out there. Hit them buttons, hit the comments. Let's talk it up with the Buffalo Bills. Fresh off this bye, after getting a big win over Mahomes and the Chiefs in Buffalo, just a nice complete W on all sides of the ball, offense, defense, special teams. Just clearly showing that they are the better football team right now. Currently, right at this moment, just having great momentum. Like, I personally really feel it's just all coming together this season. I know a lot of people are gonna talk their talk-ish. Oh, the Bills. Like, it's been since the Super Bowl window has been open. Like, the Bills have choked, this, that, and the third. But I really feel that was such a big W in, this bye at this moment, just the way it all is momentum wise. Like, this is our year, let me know what y'all think out there. As the Bills have beat the Chiefs in regular season numerous times, it's been the playoffs with the 13-second game, the game last year. That's the way things have went, where we beat them regular season, but can't do it in the postseason. I get it, right? But I just feel like things are different. The way we just beat them, the way everything is right now, and I want to know what everyone out there thinks about it. We're going to get to a Chiefs content creator who the Bills are on their bumper at game back for that #1 seed in the AFC. Things are slipping away from Kansas City, on this quest for a three-peat. And, fresh off them getting embarrassed in Buffalo, getting beaten the way in which they did, holding their heads not quite high the way they typically do. It's like the ceiling is so high when they've done all the things that they have, and they're trying to be the next big dynasty, that even with only one loss, you'll hear it, we'll get to it. A content creator who stays up on stuff, he feels like things is going bad for the Chiefs, but this #1 seed is very important. That's something a couple years ago, as we know, tragedy almost struck on a football field to the likes which we had never seen before in the NFL. It was crazy. We're talking about Damar Hamlin. Thank God everything turned out the way it did. It was still a very tragic situation, but ultimately he came out of it. He recovered. He's still playing right now with the Bills, making big plays and all that. I don't want to talk coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know what I mean? But that #1 seed is very, very important. Having that bye in the playoffs, as we know them, 17 games, 18 weeks is grueling. Teams getting bit by the injury bug. The Bills have year after year. Like last year, we saw them signing a guy off the couch to come in and play defense in the postseason. Like, it's terrible. That bye is very important. And the Bills were actually the #1 seed that year when all that happened. And it is what it is. What happened. But that bye is crucial, and I felt like we were on our way to getting it that year, and it would have been very instrumental in the Bills' quest for the Super Bowl. Let me know what y'all think about it now, and if you think the Bills will get to that #1 seed this year. Your thoughts about it all, the injury bug, everything. But with that being said, it's 1 week at a time. This we know, in the Bills' next game coming up Sunday, prime time, Sunday Night Football, huge game. What up to my guy Jay Millie? Shout out to Millie. He's a Niners fan, and me and him always talk about, with these past seasons, with the success that our teams have had, like, we could get that Bills Niners Super Bowl that we never got in the Bills Super Bowl era. As we know, a lot of analysts back then were picking Buffalo and San Fran to meet up in the Super Bowl. It never happened. The Bills played the NFC East, well, the majority of the NFC East, with the Giants, Cowboys, Washington. Beat them all in regular season, just period, the NFC when it came to regular season, but couldn't do it in a Super Bowl. I don't know, it was tough, man. That's what I mean. It's so wild all these years later, breaking the playoff drought. Everything the Bills have done, I really feel like it's all coming together. And with this big primetime game, the Bills taking on the Niners, which back then they did meet up one time. All time, the Bills are up 7-6. They've only met each other 13 times. But back during that era, the Bills and the Niners played the first game ever without a punt, making NFL history. And here, making history in a different way, kind of where, as you see, there's a forecast for sub-zero weather and snow. And we talk about home field advantage and buys and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting, with the Bills' new stadium on the way, from my understanding, going to have a retractable roof. This could be one of the last snow bowls that we have, like that's been a thing that the Bills have had home field advantage with. It's different. Teams like Buffalo, Chicago, right? They're still an outdoor team. The Browns, teams with lake effect snow and stuff like that. It just hits different. It's a different kind of cold. And I don't know. I think this new stadium is going to have a roof that can close, and cold games like that may be a thing of the past. And Buffalo, everyone, all my Bills Mafia, everyone out there, let me know what you think of that if you don't like it. You know what I mean? I kind of feel that way, man. I mean, I get it. They got to upgrade and have a new stadium. And I've been to games that are freezing and stuff like that. But just the atmosphere keeps you so warm with excitement. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. That's not going to be a thing anymore, quite possibly. And comment some of your favorite cold Buffalo games over the years. Just two off the top of my head, the year we broke the drought against Indy, when we needed to stay alive in playoff contention. Tyrod Taylor and our other quarterback at that time, who I will not name, both went down with injuries. And Joe Webb, a guy that was like Cordell Stewart or Brad Smith, like a slash type guy who would take snaps and wildcat type packages, came in and, did what he did. It was a crazy game. It was hard to pass the ball, but the Bills won in overtime with this big run by Shady McCoy. It was really something else, rocking the all red color rush jerseys. And then, I don't know if it was Fred Jackson's second year or third year with the Bills, as he was a 29-year-old rookie coming out of a Division III college, going to NFL Europe, playing indoor football, all that, to make it in the NFL. And a meaningless, many would say, week 17 game, as this was during the drought where the Bills were mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, was also in Buffalo. Last game of the season against Indy, 2 games, both against Indy. Jackson rushed for like over 200 yards on the day, putting them over the 1,000-yard milestone for the year, man. He was heart and soul of the team, man. I hate the way that he departed from Buffalo. That was some straight up bull-ish. He deserved better than that. But those are 2 snow games in Buffalo off the top of my head that come to mind. Everyone out there, let me know your greatest Snow Bowl memories in Buffalo. But with this game against the Niners, the media caught up with Josh Allen and Coach McDermott to ask them their thoughts about this game. Coming into this primetime game, could be a Snow Bowl, the quest for the Super Bowl. And check it out. This is what Josh had today. He said that would be ideal. About the snow, I guess, like ideal that we get advantage, right? But if there's anybody, I guess for it to not be snowy, but if it does, right? But if there's anybody that's done it enough, it's me. I feel like I'm very comfortable with whatever weather elements are thrown our way. And that's kind of just the nature of the beast of playing here in Buffalo. You have to deal with elements like this. And Coach McDermott was also asked, and he feels confident about it, right? He says, yes, from a preparation standpoint, we've been through it before. We have some experience with it. We can't control the weather. I think it's really just about how we respond to it. Our staff does a phenomenal job. The people that have shown up to shovel for the years that I've been here, at minimum and beyond my time here, of shoveling the stadium out, I think that'll happen again if need be. We'll get ready to play a football game, So again, this is a primetime game, Sunday night football. You heard what McDermott and Josh had to say. They ain't tripping off it. That shoveling is crazy, man. Comment anyone out there if you ever went and did that. From my understanding, they'll have like temp services that will hire people to get out there and shovel out the stadium. And then during the game, they'll have people on the sidelines. I think NFL officials, right? Or someone from the Bills franchise. I don't know who exactly it is though that runs out trying to like with shovels on every 5 yards to keep the markers clear, you know, where they are on the field. It's wild, you know, they're forecasting it could be a Snow Bowl like that. Again, tap in, let me know your thoughts about it all, about the new stadium. You know, will this indeed be a thing of the past? And your favorite Bills snow games over the years and all that. But now we got to get into the team that the Bills are chasing for this #1 seed, who we just, again, decisively beat in Buffalo. They're trying to push for the three-peat, trying to be the next dynasty, right? As the Bills, we're trying to push to get our first Super Bowl and start our dynasty run, right? Because the window is going to stay open. I can't believe all the haters keep trying to say year after year, oh, it's a wrap for the Bills, loving it, ish on us and all that. You know, like I said, we just embarrass the Chiefs. And this content creator here, he says things are coming undone for KC.
Panthers post-game edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Daily Blitz right here. And I don't know how many more of these sort of last second win, heart-stopping moments that we can continue to have here as Chiefs fans this season. Look, they're not playing their best football, but you can't barely win a game over the lowly 3-7 at the time Panthers. This game had all kinds of concerns all over it. The fact you had an 11-point lead at the half, you had an 11-point lead after 3, going into the fourth quarter, you had this thing wrapped up. You cannot let Dave Canales and Bryce Young back into the game. And look, I know it's football. I know it's the NFL. There's no such thing as bad teams, although we know there is. And anything can happen on any given Sunday, right? I get it. But you're the Chiefs, man. You cannot let this happen. We knew the season wasn't going to go undefeated. That was highly unlikely. It's almost as unlikely as it is for the Chiefs to win a third straight Super Bowl that we're all crossing our fingers for. But, man, they say it's better to be lucky than good. The Chiefs have to be running out of luck at some point this season. They absolutely have to be. And this just had terrifying moment after terrifying moment all over the place in the fourth quarter, as, you know, and it was all Patrick Mahomes. It was all Patrick Mahomes. Let's get into the game a little bit here. 30-27, of course, the Chiefs win on a last-second field goal by Schrader. But 10 yards into a scramble, Patrick Mahomes could have easily slid for a first down or simply ducked out of bounds and moved on to the next play, but no. There's a reason he's a 3-time Super Bowl MVP, because he cuts back inside and raced for another 23 yards that helped set up Spencer Schrader's 31-yard field goal as time expired. The game-winning drive was the 21st of Mahomes' career, and the Chiefs won a game decided in the final seconds for the 5th time this season. 8 of the Chiefs' wins have come by one-score margins. And I'm telling you, the luck is going to run out if you keep counting on these things. This cannot continue. And I'm smiling as I'm saying that because we know it will, but it's going to come back and bite you.
All right, so you guys heard what he said there, right? The last second magic, the Panthers being a team at the bottom of the standings, not even really a team in playoff contention, took the Chiefs to the limit, right? What did he say? It's Mahomes' 21 first game-winning drive, 8th, 22nd or under win. Was that not of this season, right? I don't know what the stat was exactly with that, but basically what he's getting at is that, you know, they're running out of magic, as we saw in Buffalo. That's what was so big about that win to me, is the fact that the Bills played a complete game and at the end there went out and was like, no, Patrick, you ain't getting nothing. kept him in check, got an interception to seal the deal. The Bills players were pumping up BillsMafia like it was just such a beautiful thing. And like I said, some people, it may seem ludicrous, like, what, they only have one loss. How can that be a negative thing again when you're pushing for a three-peat, when you've had all these accolades and had so much success? It's tough to continue to match that, you know. And if you watch this game here, you see all the footage playing. Comment and let me know if you watched this game, what your thoughts were. That the Panthers really took them to the limit, right? I mean, the Chiefs got started right away with that big kickoff return and, you know, punched it in for 7. And I'll tell you, man, Kelsey and Mahomes took some really big hits in this game. That's the thing too with Mahomes, always trying to have to stir up some magic. He really leaves himself open to an injury. I ain't wishing it upon him or anything like that, but I'm just saying, man, he took some big hits in this game. That Noah Gray guy came through pretty big, having 2 touchdowns. Hopkins had 1. But how about on the other side? Like we said, Carolina, a team that, you know, the Chiefs should just beat with ease. Thielen and the Panthers just kept fighting, took them to the last minute. You know, it's like, again, some may think that this is wild to look at it this way on a negative side of things, like this content creator was saying, but, you know, heavy is the crown type of thing, right? You know, like the Chiefs are running out of magic. Again, they had none for the Bills at the end of that game. And, you know, the Panthers, like, listen, they consistently marched down the field. It took them to the second half to be able to find the end zone and put 7 on the board. Had they been able to just one other time, this is a totally different ball game and a more complete football team like my Buffalo Bills, who is gonna, you know, punch it in for 7 when they get down in the red zone or in scoring position more often. You know, like that spells trouble for Kansas City. And, you know, like I agree with this guy. You know what I mean? Like my Bills, where we're at right now and where the Chiefs are currently right now this season, momentum wise, what the teams have been doing, I just feel like the Bills are just clearly the better team, and we're right on the Chiefs bumper. You know what I mean? They're nervous, trying to keep it together. Can we put some magic together? What are we gonna do? You know, like it's a lot to keep that kind of success going. My Bills, we're still hungry. You know what I mean? Like we're motivated, and I don't know. I feel them. Like I watched this footage right here, them barely squeak out this W against Carolina. And I want to point out too, man, those black on black jerseys with the black helmet that Carolina's rocking, pretty fly, man. Comment and let me know if y'all agree with that or not. Like this spells trouble for Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? Like they were never down in the game, but Carolina just taking them to the limit, marching down at the end, getting a touchdown, getting the 2-point conversion. Like you said, if they were able to find the end zone one of these other times that they got in the red zone or got in scoring position, like Chiefs are in trouble, man. And again, that number 1 seed, that bye week is everything. Last year, I don't believe the Chiefs did get the bye week, but they were able to you know, reach in the pull a rabbit out the hat, if you will. But like dude was saying, it's just a different vibe this year. Just like last year that the Chiefs seemed like they were in trouble. They just weren't the same team. Things were a little different, and they turned it around when they got to the playoffs. This year, the vibes are I don't know. You know, they have a better record, but I don't know. Comment, everyone, and let me know what you think about the Bills, the quest for the Super Bowl, the Chiefs, things seemingly unraveling in Kansas City. Like we said, heavy is the crown on the king type of conversation we're having, metaphorically speaking, if you will. And the Bills, the snowball. And again, shout out to my guy Jay Millie and the Niners. It's crazy too. Something we didn't talk about, what's going on in that NFC West. We talk about a team having injuries and struggles. The Niners, man, 1 game back from a playoff spot, as every team in that division is either 1 game above 500 or 1 game under 500. So they're only 1 game back from, you know, winning the division. playoff spot. But in the wild card side of things, they're 3 games back, you know? So I don't know. Everyone, what do you think about that too? The struggles that San Fran's been having. Do you think they'll make the playoffs? Like, let's talk about it all in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned for more. It's Coffee, talking music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. And I'm out of here, guys. Peace.